שיר המעלה של אדנו בצורו של יקרוסי ויענני. אדוני אציל נפשי מצוות שקם לשון רמיה. מגיד לכל מה יוסף לך לשון רמיה. חיצי גיבור של נימון יחד ירוסלמים. או יולי כי גרתי משהו שוכנתי מולי כדור רבה שוכלה נפשי מסני שולם. אני שולם בחידה בהם עולם מלחמו. Friends, let's put also some tzedakah. And I want to share with you, although usually Friday I tell a story, I want to share with you something that I received on one of the messages, and I want to thank my older sister Rivka for having shared this with me. Please listen. I'm going to read it in the words that I received it. One of the most touching things that I heard in those first days about 3 weeks ago, when the Ukrainian shluchim families, the Rebbe's emissaries, and their communities were forced to leave behind everything and literally run for their lives, was a voice note from Mrs. Esti Wilhelm from Zhytomyr, the shlucha of Zhytomyr, Ukraine. She shared on the day that her husband was forced to leave his Makom HaShlichus, his place of where he has been there, the Rebbe's shliach for many, many years. And she writes, a few years earlier, while the family was visiting her father in Antwerp, they took their little kids, aged 4 to 1, to a huge amusement park in Holland. One of the first rides at the entrance was a kids' train, in which each of the cars had a pretend steering wheel. Her 1-year-old Yudala sat right in front car and was having the time of his life. He kept turning the wheel and getting a thrill out of the feeling that he's the one driving the entire long train. When the ride was over, of course he wanted to do it again. And the ride attendant was happy to let him go as much as he wanted, since it was a cold day and the park was nearly empty anyway. But Yudala didn't want to stop. He wanted to go again and again and again. No matter how much his parents tried to explain to him, there is a whole huge amazing park to see, and it's a shame to sit on this one little ride the whole day. He just wouldn't let it go. Finally, they saw they had no choice, so the father pulled him out of the train by force, while little Yudala cried and screamed that he didn't want to go. On the spot, his father thought out loud, this is just how it is in life. We too are happy to stay where we are. We don't want to have to change. We don't want to leave our comfortable place behind and move on. And so, when our Father Hashem takes us out without our consent, we cry and we scream and kick with our hands and feet. We don't understand that we didn't come to this world to sit in one place. We don't realize that our Father only wants to take us out to a much better place because there are much greater opportunities awaiting us. Wow. What is strength and clarity of thinking of a person running for safety? And she says, lately, Hashem has been telling us that as much as we felt we were surviving or even thriving in exile in Golus, as much as we felt comfortable and afraid of change or of leaving it behind, it's just time to move on. And it's not because God doesn't love us, chas v'shalom. It's the opposite. It's because He's the most loving Father. And He wants to take us He wants to take us to the greatest era in history as soon as possible. He just can't wait to show us and let us enjoy the rest of the awesome amusement park, the wondrous world of the Geula that He has in store for us. Friends, a person running for his life, a woman just being uprooted of everything she has built her entire married adult shlichus life. Clarity, perception that this is a moment, a turning point moment in history. For this that we have been awaiting for all these years. God has been waiting since the first day of creation for that moment when we finally realize time to uproot ourselves from our complacency, time to uproot ourselves from our habits, from our little igloo. Yes, I'm Canadian. Winter is over, but igloo is still in our minds. We are frozen into time. Time to appreciate. Yes, we need to have our little suitcase ready to go, because it is happening. And as Rabbi Telden said, ladies, this is not rehearsal, it's the real thing. Yes, my friends, let's hope today, when you light the Shabbos candles, when you put a tzedakah in the pushka before lighting the candles, we will be already in Yerushalayim, together with all of Klal Yisrael, celebrating the Shabbos Mevachim, the Shabbos blessing, the month of Geula, within the Geula. Good Shabbos, my dear friends.